much do we need to know about like the hyperlipidemia?
You don't need to know like the physiology behind it. Just know that if they have low protein, they're going to have high lipids to try and compensate. Okay. So because their body doesn't have any protein in it to use for energy, the body's like, oh man, I got to dump something into my bloodstream to use, and so they dump lipids into the bloodstream. And that's why lipids start showing up in the urine. They're going to have, this is with nephrotic syndrome, so. With that low protein, you're going to want to like assess their urine output, and if it's above like 500 mils a day, then you're okay to give them some protein supplement. So like put them on a high protein diet to try and replace that protein that's been lost in the urine. But if it's low, like we talked about before, we want to not have high hydrogen, high potassium, so we want to keep them on a low protein diet. It's just kind of dependent on how well their kidneys are functioning.
So would you, if they had like such a high lipid count, is there anything like you'd need to do or like drugs you'd need to give them to?
Yeah, there's some, I don't think you need to know any now, but there's some like Lipitor that are kind of like, they help the body stop producing cholesterol or lipids, so, but there are some that you can put them on. Normally this is pretty acute, and those are kind of for chronic lipid problems.
So with the high lipids in the blood, are they going to start, because like will they form plaque in the blood vessels then? And like, they have heart problems from that?
They can, but that's usually over years. Years and years of beating like yourself up with lots of lipids in the blood. But just this short spurt of hyperlipidemia isn't going to be too bad.
To look for, not problem.
No. Yeah, nephrotic syndrome won't lead to CHF or CAD or whatever. So good. You're just gonna watch for the fat in the urine. You can tell that they're like getting better if their urine isn't as like clumpy and fatty and stuff.